Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Riverdale, Season 6, Episodes 8.
Chapter 103, The Town.
So, Jughead is still deaf.
Mm-hmm.
He can hear thoughts. And in spite of confessing that to Tabitha last week, he's
gaslighting everybody, apparently.
Well, they like undid that.
Yeah.
And so now he's just pretending, which it doesn't feel foolproof because it's assuming that everyone is thinking what they're saying.
Thinking exactly what they're saying while they're talking to him.
Or did they establish that he could read lips, kind of? Did they say that? That feels like...
I don't think so.
Well, he has full-fledged conversations with people. So it's weird. I don't know why it's a secret.
I don't either.
Okay.
I think it's sort of dumb. By the end of the episode, he tells Archie, which is at least some, and then Archie tells Betty. So 3 people then know. I assume he has to tell Tabitha at some point.
Yeah, it was weird for them to retcon that in between the 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This has sort of like a loose like animated show structure sometimes where it's like
you come back from the commercial and the scene is just slightly different.
Yeah, or like the Belcher kids have been in the same grades for 12 years now. It's like it doesn't matter. It's all made up and the points don't matter.
So it seems that Betty was largely sidelined for this episode. I had accepted because they take
sometimes
they sit episodes out, but
we all know Lily could use a vacation, so. Sure.
She was given the week off.
Her back is tired from carrying the weight of this show.
So it seems that we're dealing... So we have Percival Pickens, who I guess is magic of some sorts. And it seems like he's hypnotizing or like seducing people into doing his bidding.
Yeah.
Because... both of us, but you even said out loud, you got really irritated because Alice started regressing. We do we dance this tango with Alice frequently. But he had a meeting with her early in the episode.
It's not even that Alice is regressing. Because I like Alice when she's like that. It's fun. She's
a fun kind of antagonist. There's a difference between an antagonist and a villain.
It's campy. It's fun. She's such a Republican. It's very interesting. What's annoying me the most is that they have now put the entire weight of Hiram's evil deeds on Veronica's shoulders.
Well, she's more than willing to play the role.
I hate it.
You didn't get a moment's peace.
Really just... Can we let Veronica live? Can we let Camila Mendez earn an honest paycheck? I'm just like, be nicer to her.
Because Percival, he like somehow convinced that guy who was apparently doing great on a real winning streak to kill himself.
Yeah.
And I
casino. Yeah, I kind of guessed.
So they're trying to turn the town around. It's perpetual. And he's in the process of like acquiring the town?
I don't know.
He's like he's trying to get rid of the homeless people, and we're gonna have this conversation.
Okay.
What is unhoused, and why are we saying that all of a sudden? Is it because the word homeless has stigma?
Probably. Probably. Also, it's there's like a lot behind it, and I don't know all of the proper words to use, but
they kept saying it, and I feel similarly. Like I made this comment earlier today, but I was like, once Glee yells at you for saying a bad word, then it's time to change your.
Sure. I don't know that there's anything wrong with saying the word homeless, but unhoused sort of like a lot of times it's almost beyond the person's control. They just like hit a string of bad luck and then like didn't have anywhere else to go.
Again, I mean that they're homeless covers that as well. It is where I take issue with these very pedantic minuscule changes is it feels counterintuitive or it feels needlessly complicating an already difficult situation. And so
there is a website called unhoused.org, and it says the label of homeless has derogatory connotations. It implies that one is less than, and it undermines self-esteem and progressive change. the use of the term unhoused instead has a profound personal impact upon those in insecure housing situations.
Okay.
So it's like a dignity thing.
I mean, I'll work on it. But like I said, at the moment it feels counterintuitive and it feels very precious. But then again, like I said, I mean, that's how these things happen slowly at first, all at once.
That's also coming from two people who are extremely privileged to have never been unhoused. So,
well, and I mean, if something needs to be changed, then we need to change it. Yeah. And it was very bold of Riverdale to tackle this issue. Mm-hmm. Especially, and actually
in a kind of thoughtful way. Like, I have thought that because we live in Orlando, there's a huge, I guess, unhoused population in Orlando, and
because it's warm.
And it's warm, yeah. So there's like a lot of people. It's the same with
you run into it more in the South,
like Los Angeles too. Mm-hmm. It happens a lot, and so I've thought for years and years and years that some do-gooder should buy up a lot and build a bunch of tiny houses. It's such a like relatively cheap and easy way, but like so many people then don't want their businesses, you know, or their homes on either side of this homeless.
It's one of the things that is easier said than done. Yeah. However, from my very limited research, it's not as hard as people pretend. Yeah. Like, yes, it is. It is hard to do, but not that hard.
It's like politically difficult because
you have insurance and you have like, yeah, you have like
get permits. It's like
the bureaucracy and all that. I mean, and I totally get that, but I thought like, again, I thought it was bold for Riverdale to attempt to tackle it, but it is weird to have it because then there's this there's this scene halfway through the episode where a homeless unhoused person attacks Kevin, and I'm like,
unprovoked,
which is of course the bad faith talking point.
Yeah.
And so I was sort of like, what are we doing here, Riverdale? And so to have it be magic, sure, that suits Riverdale, but it kind of is like...
It undermines
the bold...
conversation you're trying to have. And like, you're right, it's all very bad faith arguments. And it's like Percival is making these bad faith arguments, like especially for a person like Alice, like to a person like Alice, this version of Alice, and then going out and magically making the thing happen that will prove his bad faith argument. And it's just sort of like, I don't know. We've just reached so far beyond the point of like, because now, like, to me, Archie is like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football, and everybody else on the show is Lucy picking it up every single time.
So even though I feel like the show has very diminishing, or not even diminishing, it has inconsistent returns, yeah. I do sort of like at times that it has gradually become this love letter about a community, and in particular Archie and his relationship to this community. Yeah. Because Archie is the type of he's not the type of person that's going to like go to college and get a job and make a bunch of money, and you know what I mean? Like, he's a hometown hero.
Yeah.
And there is a huge cloud of Americana over top of this. And so I find it...
I think the issue, though, is that, like, if the Americana was seeing through, they would win sometimes. And they never do. And that's the more noir aspect of it.
Which is why sometimes the show can feel like it's chasing its tail.
Exactly.
It's the kind of thing that I want to give them credit for bringing up this conversation, but also it's the kind of thing that, given the sensitivity of the subject matter, sometimes it's not enough just to bring it up. Like, you can actively do damage if you don't follow it through all the way.
Especially because the implication from the, like, resolution of this episode is it doesn't matter how hard you work, you should just ship all the unhoused people out of your town.
We're still in the middle, though. Yeah. Like, I don't think this plot is suddenly over. Like,
well, I think if those people are not out of town, they are dead.
We'll see Doc. Well, Doc's still in prison.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
He's in jail.
So we'll see. But they did build the tiny homes.
2 of them, at least. Yeah.
3. And I did like our little dream team. I liked Archie and Tabitha and Tony. And Kevin and Jughead. Yeah. You know, that was sort of fun to focus on them a little bit more. The sort of the B plot was still, as we already mentioned, Veronica and Reggie. They were like, I guess the casino's underperforming, so they were attempting to incorporate more with the town. Like, they were attempting to make it more of an identity, like trying to rebrand the town as like a destination.
Yeah.
Which,
to bring outside, like, a tourist attraction, like bring outside money into the town and everything. And then Veronica was like, what if we try to do everything 100% above board, which I thought they already were doing. She was like 100% above board, and that way Alice can't come back at us. And they tried that for approximately 12 hours before Veronica is like, how about we go hard the other way? I am my father's daughter. I am Hiram Lodge. We're doing everything illegal.
Jessica Williams, I'm Rosemary's granddaughter.
Spitting image of my father.
No, I just sort of... I was going to say that guy did die. I mean, someone was dead.
Which, like, the moment after they decided to do everything above board, a guy comes in and is like, there's a person, he hanged himself downstairs, you need to come immediately. And she's second one is like, how can we illegally cover this up so it doesn't impact our business dealings? Call Abuelita's Iceman.
She brings in Geraldo, which I'm just not.
No, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I like him. He brings a fun energy. It's great. But then he's the one who's like, you know, we've got some wise guys. I can like bring them in. They can help you. They can like do stuff for you. And she's like, no.
Oh, so, okay. Yeah.
She's like, no, we're doing things above board now. And then, like I said, less than 12 hours later, she's like, call up your wise guys. Let's see what we can do.
Well, at this point, they're going to need them because we're going to need an army to fight off Percival Pickens.
Yeah. Well, and Alice is successfully brainwashed. Sheriff Keller is successfully brainwashed. Jughead can hear everybody's thoughts, so he knows that everybody's like leaning to the side with Percival.
So we glossed over the actual beginning. The beginning was this like op-ed, but I thought Jughead wrote the op-ed.
He published it. He's like running the newspaper.
Oh, I thought he wrote it.
No.
But he published it anonymously.
No, he received it.
Okay.
And it was requested to be published.
Because then when Percival was like, I wrote it, I was like, why is Jughead letting this happen? Yeah. So then we do think that Percival wrote it.
Yeah.
So it was just a weird plot hole for no reason, the anonymous nature of it.
Yeah.
Jughead confronted Percival, and this is why I was going to clarify, we keep saying magic, because there's ways you can hypnotize people without it being magic, but Percival was like aware Jughead was reading his mind as it was happening.
Yeah. He was like, stay out of my mind.
Yeah, it went to a magician's place.
Kind of.
I was interested in that. I like that part of it. So I guess more of that part. I don't know. As much as, even though I just praised the show for it, the like town politics has never been my favorite part.
So I agree with you. I will say I kind of appreciate it better this time because there is magic. So the foe feels more insurmountable than previously because it's not just human man Hiram Lodge, but also our heroes are also powered up, so they feel like it feels like they can meet the challenge. So it still is like a relatively equal footing, but I like the elevated stakes that there is magic. Like they don't know who they can trust because they don't know who Percival's talked to, and he is clearly mind controlling people.
So then we had the C plot was Cheryl. What? Round of applause for Natalie Bolt. Oh my God, we love Natalie Bolt so much. Natalie, if you're watching.
Oh my God.
It was so great. So Cheryl was still missing. Apparently she's not locked in the mirror, which that I think made too much sense. Riverdale had to be like, not on my watch.
I think she was able to just sort of project through the mirror.
Again.
Yeah, she's like trapped in like a netherworld.
Gotta convolute that up. Because I just think, again, the mirror made too much sense. So, and also, like, Britta had some gall going straight to and immediately confiding in Nana Rose. Were you
the architect of this entire situation?
Yeah. I was sort of like, did I not understand what happened?
And Nana Rose was all too happy to explain exactly what to do.
So then I guess Nana Rose wasn't attempting to get rid of Cheryl. There was just no love lost when it happened.
But also, like, why is she so hard up for Abigail?
It's restoring the Blossoms to their.
If you would just leave Cheryl alone for like 5 minutes, I think she would have a handle on that. I'm just saying. Am I wrong? I feel like I'm right.
So Abigail has Cheryl locked away somewhere in her psyche, and because Britta and Abigail shared a body.
Yeah, Britta housed Abigail's spirit for a time.
They have a connection if they both are asleep enough, close enough to each other.
It's not really a connection. It's more something you have in common. Where's that from?
It was
one of those weird dating shows?
Yeah, okay. But it was a soup.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
So Britta had this asinine plan to come into sleeping Abigail's room, try to wake her, because it's imperative she stay on the deep sleep.
Yep.
So she, Abigail.
Like a gremlin.
with a cup of tea, and then just goes and lays on the chaise lounge, and then just falls immediately asleep. Well, but not before.
It's like sleep tea.
Okay, that's helpful, actually.
It's like drug, like not drugged, but it's like, they're witchy and they've got herbs. It's like herb sleep tea.
Not before setting her alarm, but like only to the human setting, I guess. So like she falls asleep, goes into the dream world where Cheryl is locked in a rendition of Mummy Dearest. It was a lot of fun. It was sort of like Inception, or even
yeah.
What was the other thing?
Dream thing?
Yeah, where when you disturb the dream and it starts to wake up, or is that just Inception?
I think it's just Inception. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I can only think of Inception. Basically,
anytime that Britta started to like bring awareness to the fact they were dreaming, Natalie Bolt just came, like Penelope came crashing through, bigger and more monstrous, like each time.
Hilarious, stupid bang, like curled like this, so stupid. Love it.
It was fun, and so she was able to communicate properly to Cheryl, and she was able to wake Cheryl up, and so Cheryl's back in control.
Cheryl?
No, it was in another dream. So Cheryl is just awake within Abigail's body.
She
And they're communicating, and so Cheryl's communicating
inside
to Britta.
her own body.
through more dreams.
Yeah, so she's not being tortured anymore. She has like agency, but she's still like the passenger in the situation.
We can tell because she's dressed like Cheryl.
Yeah. It was a good outfit.
Yeah.
It was like a little bustier that was sheer in the middle, and then like a floral silky skirt. Very cool.
So, was that it? Did we actually cover what needed to be covered?
Yeah, Betty came home. She thinks she lost TBK in Maine. She makes Archie turn off all the lights. Her migraines are like light induced, which I don't know how
she still sees the auras.
Yeah, I don't know how she's driving at night or during the day. So
she had sunglasses on. So,
but I think that is kind of it.
I'm not looking forward to next week because for some reason, and apropos of nothing, Kevin's trying to get custody of the baby. Not like this.
No.
Not like this.
Honest to God, when the guy brained him with the hammer, I was like, I was right. Kevin's dead. Free Casey Cott from this fucking prison, please.
So, well, that was episode 7 of season 6 of Riverdale.
Yeah.
I had fun.
No, I had fun. It was super fun. That's the thing is like, it's so absurd and it's so stupid, but I have the best time watching it.
I'm still on my toes. So like it hasn't gone off. I can't believe what I'm about to say. I was going to say it hasn't gone off the rails yet.
It looks like next week. Train crash scheduled for 1 week from today.
So, all right. Bye.